Welcome back to the Daily Doji. This is Daily Doji number 68. Thank you for tuning in. We're doing Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Dogecoin technical analysis. This is a special type of analysis that I've been doing. One of my clients brought to my attention Ethereum breaking out earlier. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the thumbs up, people watching live. I appreciate that. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're tuning in the replay, leave me a comment and let me know what you think below. Hello, Eddie. Eddie said, "Here, coach." Thank you for tuning in again. Nice to see you. Awesome. So today we're going to look at Doge, but first, let's look at Ethereum. And we're on the daily chart. Let's start on the monthly chart. I've been doing these analysis videos for several months, 5 days a week. And I branched out. This is a new channel. I was doing it on my main channel before. So thank you for watching on this new channel. I appreciate it. It's hard to leave an existing channel behind and start a new one without any subscribers, but all right. So we had this peak back here back in end of 2017. I was actually trading back then, and that's when I was learning about how to do this analysis. Then we had 3 waves come down. Let's look at this on the weekly. 3 waves down right there, 3 bigger waves down right there. And let's see, it's been a while since I did Ethereum, so starting way back here. But I definitely see these 3 waves for sure coming down. And wow, it lost quite a lot from the top, 1,400 down to 70 bucks, 60 bucks. Amazing. That wiped a lot of people out, I'm sure. Then we had some waves come up here, sideways. Next wave, okay, there was a 5 wave up. And I like doing these live. I didn't prepare this first. I'm just doing it as I see it right now, which I think is better, less biased. And that looked like the 1, a 2 coming over here. Notice this for later. I want to point something out right here. See this right there? If we zoom into this area, we had a run up right here, and then this came down. Same thing with my video yesterday. Check out my video yesterday about the SPY. And I talked about something kind of like this in the correction back in the .com bubble, and then the housing bubble is not exactly the same shape, but a similar shape. And I want to point this out because this wave right here that I circled, especially the way up, this B wave that I have just labeled is, and then it crashes back down after. And I want to point this out for a specific reason, and I'll bring that up in a minute. Okay, then we had some more waves going up. It looks like this was also subwaves of 5. Oh, I've got comments coming in. Hellbay's Rum said, Ethereum is breaking out. Yes, thank you. That is exactly what this video is about. Marcus said, thumbs up. Even VTHO and VET are pumping. All right then, well, we are definitely going to update the analysis because of that, because I think that could follow a similar path for other coins. All right, so right here, this is what I wanted to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subwaves of wave 3. If you've been following my videos, I've been spelling this out for you so that, and then, okay, now we're getting up to date, up to what's going on right now. So let me get this out of the way. Although at first glance it looks like right now it's at the 0.786 Fibonacci line. Ooh, that might come into play actually. So this is almost exactly touched it. And I'm going to delete this right here, but make note of that because that is important. Or that is common and likely, and it happened. And then what is this right here? I want to get rid of that too, so we can get a better view here. All right, and then we had 5 waves up right there. I also see 5 subwaves of that. This was either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. I would want to zoom in though and take a look at the subwaves, but just glancing at it, I can see. And then what did we have from May down? I see 3 waves so far. This one really had a hard time. This was more of a bullish correction, unless, let's see, did that make a new low right there? Or let me move that out of the way first. Let me get close in here and see how far that came down. Let's change over to the daily so I can get some more. Okay, let me get rid of that first. I'm just gazing into the chart for a moment so I can, okay. So this did make a new low from this. So that looks like 3 waves over like this. And then we had, I must have done this in a previous video. What is this right here? Get rid of that. Okay, so it looks like there were 3 waves up already here. And then it went sideways and then broke out again. So what can we expect right there? It looks like these 3 waves were the subwaves of this wave right here. Now this was one of my possible counts that, not on Ethereum, but on Doge, where I've been giving 2 different potential outcomes recently on Doge. So I'm going to switch over to Doge because it has almost this same shape. And what I've been talking about will apply to Ethereum as well. I think. That's what I'm now. That's what it looks like with the newest information available. And what I was saying to my clients in the secret group is that these 3 waves are either one wave up that's done or subwaves of a bigger 1, 2, 3 up, which would look something like, well, let me just, instead of making that for the subwaves, this is going to be the exterior wave. Now, this Y wave could come and make a new high, and it might not even be a bull market. And you might say, how is that possible? Well, remember yesterday, if you were watching, I took a look at the S&P. Let me remind you of that in case you weren't. Okay. Oh, there's so much drawn on here. If you want to see this action, I did all this live yesterday. Here's what I want to point out right here. This could be happening with Ethereum, possibly, where if it makes a big 1, 2, 3 up, it looks like it was a new wave, but then wham, comes crashing down. Now, I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I'm just saying, look, it happened. This isn't about what I want. I'm just reading the chart. So this is in the past. This already happened, so it's easy to look at it in hindsight. Now let's go back to Ethereum. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing again. And right here. And instead of making this video, I should probably be buying it right now. But that's a good time for a disclaimer that I'm not a licensed financial advisor or broker, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just fascinated by this type of analysis that I'm doing, and it's all based on psychology, which is my background. These waves of people buying and selling, is the market sentiment is like psychology or sociology because it's group behavior. So you don't have to do something because I did it. Trade at your own risk. I don't recommend hodling crypto like everyone else. Even though it's a risk, I'm okay with it for myself. That's something that you have to decide for yourself. And while I'm talking, I should be just buying Ethereum because I think it's going to make a 3-wave pattern up. But like I just said, just because I might do it doesn't mean you have to. Might do something like that and then come back down, kind of like the S&P did. That's what I'm expecting based on what I'm seeing right now. But the warning I see also is that it's already making what I would call a sell signal. So that's looming, but it's not. It could be an unfinished signal, and I usually base more off of the waves and just use the RSI to confirm or to alert me of movement. And then right here, the MACD is starting to tick up and crossing to the upside, but that's not always the best signal by itself. I just use it to confirm. And also, these are way too big. Let me get these out of the way. All right. Also, on TradingView, which is what I'm using, you can just double click on the screen and it'll make this full screen. If I wanted to look at the MACD, I could just double click on it and it brings it up here. So I think something like this will happen. It looks right now like it would make an expanded flat. However, it is definitely possible for this to just stop at the previous high and just make a regular flat correction. Something like that. Might be what's in the short term here. And this is what I was waiting for on Doge. This area right here has been a danger zone because I wasn't so sure it was going to make another wave up. Now that I see this clue with Ethereum, the likelihood goes up a lot, in my opinion. And then let's go to Doge then, and we'll start from there, because that's a good lead-in. Okay, so, and I am in the middle of a trade, just to be transparent, so I might have a little bit of a bias, and I try to do the least biased analysis as I possibly can. This is a no BS, no hype channel. I'm not just hyping stuff that I hear through the grapevine. I'm doing my own analysis, and like I said, I don't really hodl this stuff because I don't think there's an underlying value to digital things like other people do. And that's, do whatever you want. I like, you know, people on Instagram or something would call me a boomer, which I'm not, obviously, but I like to hold some things in my hand, but that's not keeping me from dabbling in electronic currencies. So even though I'm participating in it, I don't just think to blindly hold it forever like all these people say. Yeah, there is a likelihood to make money off of it, but holding something that is on a computer or on the internet or even on a little memory card, that's not what I would call durable, which is one of the qualities of money. That it should be durable, like gold, like a brick of gold. Now, obviously, one of the problems with gold is that you can't click a button and send gold through the internet. So, you know, there are arguments for both. I'm not going to get into that in this video. I would do separate videos about that. I have in the past on my older main channel before I branched out. Okay, so I'm gazing at this chart. Let me go back to like the weekly, turn off all these, and this is looking like Ethereum before the breakout. This section right here looks like the middle of the wave. If there's a 1, 2, 3 wave up, which I thought it's going to go down, but I saw this other possibility. And also some people heckling me in the comments section. I think we're trying to point this out as well, but just extremely in a rude way, which I don't care. Like, if it happens, it happens. I'm waiting. I was waiting before for it to break out above 35.3, so 0.353-ish, 35.3 cents. That way I would know, and I've been saying this to my group, and I think I've been saying it in my live videos for several days, that these 3 waves up could be the subwaves of a larger 3 waves up. So for now, I want to just get rid of this. And where might that 3 waves take us? Well, what I said in my previous videos, which are still up, that it might go up to 51, if I didn't, 51 cents, because that is a 0.618 Fibonacci line. Now, Ethereum, if you look at it over there, Rocket Man, Ethereum is rocketing. I'm not holding any, but it's exciting if this same pattern happens. And where's that Fibonacci line I want to draw? Right here. From the top down. So remember I said it's up at the 0.786, pretty much exactly, of this previous 3 waves down. So it could turn around there, it could be done. But the reason I have this next wave drawn is because usually it makes like a 3 wave pattern similar to this wave right here, which is just a little bit different shape. So if this comes up like that, it could, like I said a few minutes ago, it could make a new high if it's the same length, if it's the same height as this previous wave from 1700-ish to 3333-ish. Does that make sense? Eddie said roller coaster ride. Now I've been being pretty cautious about this right here, this action on Doge. And we're in it right now. Might it make another wave up? The wave down doesn't look exactly the same as Ethereum. And I can bring these charts back to back so I can look at them all right next to each other. Let me look at, and Bitcoin is looking, oh, see, I have it labeled way too much. Let's turn that off. And then that's on the daily. So let's put Ethereum on the, oh, that's on the daily too. Okay. So as you can see, these right on top of each other have a similar correction down. 1, 2, 3, you can see the subwaves really clearly on Bitcoin right there. And then this was more flat in Bitcoin, just more sideways action. On Doge, it came down more vertically. 1, 2, 3. And you can see the subwaves right there pronounced. These right here, inside. Well, those are the waves inside the subwaves, actually. This is the subwave right there. And this happened in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but on a more flat horizontal. So if Bitcoin follows Ethereum, then it can make a new high right here, and there can be a trade coming up. Do I think that's a new bull market? Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because usually corrections are not this short. That's pretty short for a correction. This right here, if that was it, it's possible. It's possible, and this could be the next wave up. But look how long this, with Bitcoin, look how long this previous wave lasted. If you've been watching my channel, you know that me and this paintbrush tool just can't seem to get along. Okay. So this correction here, the previous corrective wave, went down from 2017 down to 2018, back up to 2019, back down to 2020. Doesn't this look very similar to the S&P back in 2001? and then down, up, and back down, this wave right here. That was the 2001 dot-com bubble and the 2007-8 housing bubble, and that made an ABC correction. Well, coincidence? These are the same patterns playing out over and over. That's why I'm able to make money. This right here is a similar shape. Not exactly, but look at that. Do you see the similarity? It's not just me. Let me know in the comments what you think. And then, okay, so the other day it looks like I did an analysis where I was showing a bunch of different potential correction shapes. This is one potential shape that could happen. This could also happen in Ethereum, something like this. And it doesn't necessarily have to trend down like that. It could end up more like this, where it's pretty much going sideways. Why did that just happen? So something, it could look like this. There are a few different shapes of corrections. There's not just one main one. So that's why we try to count the subwaves, and also that's why I'm being very cautious, because I think we're in the middle of a correction. Now, it might not be an A, B, C, D, E. This was just in my previous video, I was explaining some different potential corrections, shapes. So if this makes another high right here, it could come back on Bitcoin back to 65 and then potentially come back down to 28. I was looking for more of a 1, 2, 3 coming down to like 20 grand and then going back up. Something like this. That would be a good deal, and I was looking forward to something like that. But we'll see how it plays out. If it comes back all the way back to the top and comes back down, it could be a flat correction. And if it goes a little bit above and comes back down into this 3-wave territory, not there, but this, if it comes back into this territory, if it goes above and then comes back in, and I'm referencing the Ethereum breakout right now, this all could happen on Doge, but Doge is farther from its previous high. So if its 1, 2, 3 wave comes up and the next wave is the same height as this wave right here, it wouldn't reach the top like it would on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are on a different wave than Doge, it seems like. So they might not always sync up. Is this making sense? Thank you everyone for the thumbs up. Thank you for commenting. And everyone tuning in live, I appreciate it. Any other symbols that you want me to do in tomorrow's video? I've been doing 5 live videos a week. Not always crypto, sometimes stocks and indexes. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Also, I have a free class they go over the basics, the very basics of this, so that I don't have to repeat it in every single video. But I go over the basics of how I do this and some of the misconceptions about trading that, I don't trade like everyone else. I have my own. I didn't invent the Elliott Wave principle, but I have my own style of trading that incorporates the Elliott Waves. And not everyone is doing that, so that's why some people say technical analysis doesn't work. Well, the way some people do it doesn't work, but this has been working out really well for me. And I'm not hyping anything, though. I'm not even recommending trading for everyone. It is a risk, and even though I have a high level of accuracy, there's still risk, plenty. And I'm not fooling myself into thinking that there isn't. I know that there's a risk, and I also know myself very well. So know thyself, especially if you're trading. Know your risk tolerance. And there's so many more lessons I could give, but I'm going to start wrapping it up here. Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around to the end. I also have an online course that goes more in detail about how to trade, and an online alert group with a lot of action going on in it. And my clients are enjoying it and getting a lot out of it so far. I have some screenshots of some positive reviews of that I'll share in the future. If you want to see any of that, just hit me up on Instagram at the Daily Doji. Until next time, see you in tomorrow's live. I might in the future hone this down to just 3 lives a week. But for now, I've been doing them 5 days a week. So I'll still be pumping them out. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Reach out to me for the more info, and look in the description if you want any other resources. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day on purpose.